So we're going to have a continuation, Bezras Hashem, of the last year. In one of the pieces in the last year, we discussed the shita of the Sefer HaChinuch, that women are obligated in the mitzvah of Sipur Yisrael. And we said a few answers to this question. One answer we gave last week, we said in the name of the Stipler Goin, also the Maram Shik said this answer, that matzah is called in the Torah lechem oni. So we all know the interpretation, lechem oni, poor man's bread. Or the joke, it makes you poor because it's so expensive. $20 a pound, for flour and water. They don't put gold in there. Why are you paying so much money? So, but the Gemara in Pesachim said another pshat. Lechem oni from the lashon of aniyah, to recite. Ba'anisa ve'amarta. Aniyah. That what do? On the matzah we say halal and haggadah. We say the sipur, Tzis Mitzrayim. The haggadah we say one reading matzah the same night. So the Achronim wanted to say that's why women are obligated in Sipur Tzis Mitzrayim. Why are women obligated to eat matzah? Isn't matzah also Zman Grama, time bound? It's only on the 15th day of Nisan. So we answered that because the Gemara puts together what's called a hekesh, when the Torah put two things together. So we compare the two things. Just like women can't eat chametz the entire week of Pesach because it's a losas day, it's a negative commandment. Women have to keep all the negative commandments. So therefore, says the Gemara, since in the same pasuk, the mitzvah of not eating chametz and the mitzvah of to eat matzah is put together, so the Gemara says the halachas apply to both of them. Whoever is obligated, whoever cannot eat chametz on Pesach has to eat matzah on Pesach. That's why women have to eat matzah. Says the Achronim, the Stipler Goin, I'm Shek, that's why women are obligated to Sipur Tzis Mitzrayim. Since the Torah calls matzah lechem oni, the bread not of affliction, but the bread of recital, because you say the haggadah and the halal on the matzah. So we said last week a pshat, and that's why women are obligated. Since it goes together, like Shmuel said last week, the sipur and the matzah go together. The matzah is called lechem only because of the sipur, because of the haggadah that you say on the matzah. So it's not two separate things, it's intrinsically linked together. Like love and marriage, the way it's supposed to be in a marriage. Husband and wife, not two separate things. They come together as one, when two become one. So over here too, says the Achronim, that's why they're obligated in the sipur, because the sipur is not just a separate thing from matzah, divorced from matzah. No, it's together, not divorced, together, marriage. They're together and living happily ever after. Therefore, since women are obligated in matzah, they're obligated in sipur. So maybe we can bring a raya to this concept from the Stipler Goin, and then this will be this evening's short and sweet Devar Torah. Okay. So let's bring a raya. The Gemara says that a summa, a person who can't see, does not have to read the Haggadah, because it says ba'avor zeh, because of this, and he can't see, he can't point to anything. So the Gemara goes through a whole discussion. There's a stira, there's a contradiction, is he obligated in Haggadah, is he not? Reb Yosef was blind, and then he did read the Haggadah, a whole discussion. So what does the Gemara answer? Matzah b'zman hazeh d'oraisa. I'm sorry. The Rabbanon hold matzah b'zman hazeh d'Rabbanon, and therefore that's why.
If, let's say, the judge...
That's how we answered the stira. It depends on what you hold. If matzah is the Rabbanon or the Raisa, will depend on whether or not a summa is obligated in the mitzvah of Sipur Tzis Mitzrayim. Says the Stipler, such a geshmak kasha. Who's talking about matzah? We had a discussion whether or not a summa, a blind person, is obligated in saying the Haggadah, in the mitzvah of Sipur Tzis Mitzrayim. So we had a contradiction. He is or he's not. So when the Gemara answers, the Gemara says, we're talking about that the Rabbanon hold that matzah is the Rabbanon. Who's talking about matzah? We're talking about the Haggadah. We're talking about the Haggadah, saying over the Haggadah. Says the Stipler, if I could say this, a very cute raya. So what do you see? That the Gemara uses matzah and Haggadah interchangeably. We're asking about the Haggadah, whether or not a blind person is obligated or not. And in order to answer the stealer, the Gemara says, "Oh, we're talking about matzah d'Rabbanan." Who's talking about matzah? We're talking about Haggadah. Says the Stipler. You see from the Gemara itself that matzah and Haggadah are interchangeably, they have the same halachas. It's a raya to what we said before, that the two things go together. Okay. Another raya.
So then you understand.
Mishnah says, a pretty famous Mishnah, it's in the Haggadah. When Gabriel Omer, anybody? When Gabriel Omer, Kol Shelo Omar Gimel Dvarim Elu BePesach Lo Yotze Dechavoso. Anybody who does not say these three things,
Matzah Mar and
so it's like if he starts in the morning,
order's wrong. Pesach Matzah Mar, he was not Yotze his chiyuv.
how do we dress that? But at the beginning of
So when we say that if you don't say Pesach Matzah Mar and explain it, you're not Yotze your chiyuv. What are we talking about? Are we talking about the chiyuv Pesach Matzah Mar, or does it mean you're not Yotze in the mitzvah of Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim?
So there are two mitzvahs: Sipur Yitzias
Mitzrayim and Pesach Matzah Mar.
That's the Seder, right?
Yeah. Now, so when the Gemara, when the Mishnah, so there is a mitzvah to eat matzah, eat maror, right?
All is a commemoration.
And there's also we have the afikomen, the zecher, right? For Korban Pesach, Korban Chagiga. There's also the mitzvah of the Sipur. When the Mishnah says Lo Yotze Dechavoso, he did not fulfill his obligation. What are we talking about? Which obligation? The obligation of Pesach Matzah Mar, or the obligation of Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim?
Since the number of we're sitting in the judgment the entire day,
so the Gemara brings a raya from the pasuk V'amaltem Zevach Pesach, that you have to actually say over the explanation behind the mitzvahs. If you just say Pesach Matzah Mar and you don't explain what they are, why we eat matzah, why we have a zech v'korban Pesach, what was the korban Pesach, who was in Mitzrayim, how did we get out, who are we, what do we do there? The whole story of Mitzrayim. If you don't explain that, you're not Yotze in the mitzvah. So most Rishonim hold that when we say Lo Yotze Dechavoso, we mean
so when will his Torah teaching be done?
You're not Yotze Pesach Matzah Mar. That you're not Yotze Matzah. Just by eating matzah and not explaining what matzah is and why we eat matzah, you're not Yotze Matzah. You have to actually say the Haggadah in order to be Yotze Matzah. Says the Stipler, a beautiful raya. So what do you see? That the mitzvah of matzah is not just the eating of the matzah, it's the explanation of the matzah. The Haggadah. The Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim, the telling over of the story of the Exodus from Egypt, goes together. As we say in Yiddish, it's linked. It's connected intrinsically. It's not just two separate mitzvahs, matzah and Haggadah. The matzah and Haggadah go together. So far, the Mishnah says that if you eat matzah but you don't explain it, you're not Yotze. I mean, the same halacha would be too, but for Maror and Pesach. But for all purposes over here, let's focus on matzah. Since if you eat the matzah, you don't explain it, you're not Yotze matzah, what do you see? That the explanation of the mitzvah of matzah goes together with the matzah. It's not two separate things. Another raya the Stipler brings to this Yisrael, that the mitzvah of matzah and the mitzvah of Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim go together. And therefore another raya to this idea that Nashim, women, will be obligated to the mitzvah of Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim. Because since matzah and Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim go together, they're intrinsically linked together. Therefore, who's ever obligated in matzah will be obligated in Sipur Yitzias Mitzrayim.